Hello, um, fellow people that do not watch me. More updates on my shit pile of a life. Crap. Oops. I swore, but it's one of those days, you know? Okay, so this bitch named Candice Hejl. Okay. Talked about her in previous videos. She was the one dating Troy the Trash Man, my stepfather, who dipped on all 4 of his children. What a man. Also, his significant other that he was trying to get back together with is dying. My mother, she has heart disease. In end-stage heart failure, actually. And kidney failure. So those 2 pills do not align if you know if you have any medical knowledge at all. I do, because I have to give her the pills. Those do not coincide with each other. Well, you know, he keeps on coming back and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna change." And my mom keeps on falling for it. I love her, but I recently got into a relationship. He's a very nice man. I never thought that I'd get in a relationship knowing how awkward I am. I'm very fucking awkward. I have fucking severe anxiety, and I can't go a fucking minute without swearing, which is bad for YouTube. I'm gonna have to stop swearing. Anywho, I just want to get my stories out there and kind of make like this little diary thing, because I literally do not know what I want to do in life. I wish to become a psychiatrist. I am still in the process of getting my GED. I love poems. Could recite a bunch of them. I'm pretty sure this is repetitive by now. My point is that this bitch on her Facebook post, because she always says that me and my mom look like as pretty as we do because we edit ourselves to make ourselves look so pretty. I swear to God, I look ugly as fuck without makeup. If the bitch just put on a little bit of makeup, and I still wouldn't fix her. She looks like a witch. She called me a witch. She did, cause she was making fun of my mom, so I gave her the punishment of all Southerner children that were raised by Southerners. Get a fucking slap to the face. I know, it's bad, but I did it. I slapped her across the fucking face. She should have kept her mouth shut about my mom. Calling her all sorts of names when she's the fucking home-wrecking slut. Sorry, again, fucking swearing. I don't mean to. That's my Irish side coming out. Also, I'm just fudged because I'm native and Irish. Yeah, I know, look at me, I'm white as fuck, but I'm Native American. I'm a Ojibwa. Anywho, this bitch says on her Facebook saying like, look at all these photo edited, you think all these bitches be pretty but they're not, blah blah blah. And there is stuff like that. I use filters sometimes. Not right now, I'm not using a filter right now. I just got lipstick on and fucking eyeliner. That's literally, it could do wonders. Honestly, she should try to fucking buy some makeup. I'm not a big makeup either, like seriously, like I know some people in certain circles that will spend money on what the fuck. Anywho, my brother. they will spend literally so much money on makeup, and it's just like, oh my god, just buy it at Walmart. Okay? I have a boyfriend that has a pretty decent, like 3 pretty decent jobs, and you know, he's pretty good on the money situation. And when he buys me stuff, it's like, do I really need this stuff from this place? I was raised really, really fucking poor. Like, again, I had a story about that one time where, you know, we got excited about ramen noodles because all we've been eating were green beans for like the longest time, because, you know, the food bank, they give you fucking cans of vegetables. That's like it. Cans of vegetables and 1 piece of meat, and y'all have to fight for the death for that piece of meat. It usually goes to my brother because he has severe autism, and I mean, we'll feel bad if he doesn't eat, so we just eat the vegetables. Anywho, so she goes, and we know it's aimed at us. She will say, like, you know, this is aimed at April, blah, blah, blah. That's my mom's name. My grandma thought it was hilarious to name her child April May. She wanted to name me Susan so she could call me Susie Cusey. I am so thankful that she stuck with Christina Marie. Susie Cusey. I'm seriously, I would have been teased so fucking much. I was already teased. I was that kid in the back of the fucking class that's like, what am I doing here? Yeah, I still am like that. Like, seriously, what am I doing here? Anywho, so this bitch thinks that me and my mom use photo editing. I don't even have my full makeup on. Usually when I do these videos, I do the full makeup, eyeliner, eyelashes, whatever. When I take pictures, my photos that I post like a crap ton of, they are like, literally, I make up myself to look like a fucking supermodel. And that's why most supermodels don't look like fucking like that when they wake up. But she thinks that me and my mom use photo editing fucking stuff to make ourselves look the way we do. I'm sorry that our gene pool is better than yours, okay? But you know what's funny is that I'm not the prettiest person in the world. I'm pretty fucking average. I mean, a lot of people say I look like I have that old movie star looking look to it, and I do get that a lot. Some of my photos, you know, with the curly hair, when I do my hair curly and stuff like that. I almost said the S word right there. I gotta stop. Oh my lord. See, this is what happens in my house. Fudging. Something happens. Usually Troy, the trash man, and Candy, the woman with the stripper name but not the stripper body, do something, and my mom has a flippin' mental breakdown. And no, she's not. I mean, now she is, but she's a great mother. And to put up with like 4 autistic children, yes, I have autism. If I didn't mention that, I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. That's another thing with me. I don't remember shit. I don't remember shit at all. I don't. But the whole point of this is that this bitch needs to flippin' stop. Okay, I went to the fucking police. I flippin' went to the flippin' police. I am not joking. This is a flippin' true story. I went to the police. I called them. I was like, hey, these people are harassing us. What the crap? Can you do something? So they come and they said, you talk back to them. I'm like, yeah, of course we're gonna talk back to them. They called us names. If somebody calls you a cunt or a slut or, you know, like, just any type of name, like, honestly, how often are you just gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna let this happen? You're gonna be like, hey, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Take that fucking bitch and go. And so we talk back to her, and then they're like, well, you talk back to them more. Well, you know, my mom has trouble, like, she used that voice thing. She screams at it because she's angry. And I understand her anger. I mean, like, her best friend of 40 years and the father of her children were having an affair while she was in the hospital dying. Yeah, no, not... I understand her anger. She is literally crying upstairs right now because he did that one thing where he said that he was going to be there for her, and once again, he's back with the fucking... I'm already done swearing. Just let me swear, okay, please? I know it's gonna, like, I'm not even big enough for people to even notice me. So, you know, he's back with the dumbass bitch, okay? And, which is funny, because, you know, he's gonna end... I told him, I said, Dad, you're gonna end up alone on the street with a needle in your arm, dead, and nobody's gonna give two shits about it. Because you ruined your opportunity with your mom. She didn't care what happens to him. She already told us. She's like, hey, if he dies, he dies. He's the one that did this stupid shit. 2, that lady dumped her boyfriend of 18 fucking... No, not 18. More than that, because that was my mom and his off and on relationship. For 18 years. She had to deal with his ass for 18 years, and I'm like, Mom, stop, just let him go. But she doesn't... She's sick, she's dying, she doesn't think that anybody could love her, and she doesn't have her youth and beauty anymore. She used to look a lot like me. I look a lot like my mom, and right now I don't look as beautiful. Like, my mom's like, you're always beautiful, but that's a mother's biased opinion. I look in the mirror, I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? But so Candy has always been jealous of my mom. She always, like, steals her boyfriends and shit like that, which I find hilarious because the woman has always been average at best, and my mom was like a knockout when she was younger. Like, I don't see the resemblance. She's like, you look just like me, and I'm like, no, I have my biological dad, you know, he's native, so I have this big fucking honker. It got smaller because I had a deviated septum, so I had to have surgery. Look at my ADHD doing this shit again. Anyway, my point is that this woman is trying to say that we are using this shit to make ourselves look beautiful. And this is me. I could wipe off all my makeup and show you. I don't use no fucking shit besides filters, and everybody uses filters. She doesn't even have a single... Well, she has one picture of herself sleeping next to her cat on Facebook. And she claims because she, like... we're attention whores, and that's why. How many women, all of you women out there, if you're watching, how many of you post selfies? Because I bet most of you do. I bet most of you do. I'm serious. Today has been so fucking stressful. More stressful than raising my dad's youngings that he doesn't want to raise. I'm not talking about Troy the trash man. I'm talking about my biological father. And we're like the cheaper by the dozen. I'm not joking. He has like 12 children. I have last time I heard he was 5 months old, but 6 months now. He is adorable. He used to have red hair. And I was like, finally, a baby with red hair. And then it turned blonde, just like mine did. I dyed it back to red though, because red matches my complexion and stuff better. Boyfriend wants me to dye it back to blonde, but my hair just does not take to dye, and my roots are dark. My roots and my like eyebrow hair are they're dark. They do not match. And I'm just like, babe, no. Anywho, so yeah, she like posts something and she's like, see what they could do? They're not really pretty. And I'm like, then show us a selfie of yourself, woman. Without no makeup. I'll do one without no makeup too. I've done plenty without no makeup. Because sometimes you just feel like, hey, you want to see how ugly I look without makeup? And apparently I still look good enough for a fucking boyfriend. What, and apparently she has a boyfriend, 2 of them, and her ex is still, like, he lies for her and all that shit because he thinks that she's gonna get back together with him. And she plays him. And she ruthlessly fucking just picks him up and drops him whenever he's useful to her, to get like this vendetta, like to make my stepdad jealous. She will pick him up and just be like, Danny, I love you, blah 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 blah. And then it makes my stepdad jealous apparently, and then he goes back to her, and then she's like, bye, and the bitch still stays with her. And we tried to tell him, we're like, because my mom was friends with him too, and she's like, Danny, no, stop it. And all, like, my mom's friends, all of them, like, banded together with this one bitch. And I'm like, why? And I keep on asking everybody, besides a couple of my mom's friends that stuck with her, well, mutual friends. They're all, like, they all grew up together. They knew each other since they were 10 years old. And, a lot of people say it's her voice. Now, see, she has this, like, it sounds like a 12-year-old. And one time she called my mom and she's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. But it was like, imagine, like, a little sweet 12-year-old saying that they're gonna kick your ass. It's fucking funny. Okay? It isn't funny because she is bigger than me and she beat the shit out of me. I actually have the pictures of the bruises. I showed those to the police. They did nothing. I'm going to the DAs. If this continues, I'm literally going to the DAs, and I'm going to make a report against those police officers. I know, like, my mom's like, do not do that because the police, they'll get you. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. What they did was an injustice. Okay, he hacked in to her Facebook and email and will not give it back to her. They said that wasn't a crime. I looked up the Minnesota law. That's where I am, by the way, Minnesota. And it is, even if you had consent in the past, if you are using it and not giving it back, that is what do you call it? It's computer theft. And it's a legit thing. And the cop was like, nah. And they didn't either the bitches are informants because they do meth, just to put that out there, or these cops do not want to do their job. The sergeant, when I called to complain about the officer that was on my case or whatever, he said, because the officer hung up on me because I was crying, because my mom was crying. She was crying. She's so hysterical, and I was crying too because that was my mom. She's crying and she's hurt, and they're just harassing her. And they said changed your number. She changed it like 3 times. This guy, my stepdad, he literally said that he had, because like, so when I first started dating my boyfriend, he said, do you want me to look him up on the software that I have, because I could look up anybody and get all the information? I'm like, no, why would I want to do that? Okay, that's invasion of privacy. My boyfriend has a right to privacy. If he doesn't want to tell me shit first, then he has that right. Okay? Goes both ways. If I don't want to tell him shit, he has to respect that too. But Troy doesn't respect nobody's fucking privacy at all. He blocked my mom from her fucking social media. He literally, I have proof. He sent me a text message saying, "Hey, this is Troy," and it was from my mom's fucking messenger. And I was like, nah. And the cops don't do shit. They have not done shit. And I am just sitting here, like, they told me that if, like, okay, so basically they're like, the sergeant was like, "You're so hysterical. If this is the way you were talking," because I was done. Because the cop was like just being so stupid. And I read up on the laws. I'm interested in law because I wanted to be a lawyer when I was little. Yeah, I know, it was weird. I wanted to be a real estate agent and a lawyer when I was little, not a pop star or whatever. When I was really, really little, I wanted to be a cat scientist, apparently. Anyways, so I know that's like, you could get prison time for that shit, because that's like theft. That's like identity theft. It's not cool. You know, it's not good. And so I was saying to him, I said, I know that this is not illegal, so are they just gonna get away with it? He's like, get a restraining order. I'm like, we are trying, but it is hard to get a restraining order against this lady because it's easy for domestic abuse. Well, here's the thing. My mom and this man are no longer together, or when they're trying to get together. It's more like a work in progress type deal. So we have been trying for a very long time to get a restraining order against this guy and this woman. It's not sticking. And so I keep on telling him that. I'm like, do you think that this man, or this woman, especially this woman, because Troy, like, sometimes you almost sympathize with him because he's like, like, it seems like he wants to come back and then he doesn't. Like, it's like he has a hard time, figuring shit out for himself. Cause, I don't know. I don't think, cause since my mom got sick, that's when this shit. Oops, I just wrecked my fucking lipstick. Oh my god. Maybe that was photoshopped. Who knows? Anyways, since my mom got sick, he had to be coming around here a lot and dealing with us kids. And I don't think he knows how to be a father because he was never really around, ever. Like, he came over for weekends and birthdays and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he tries to get us with that welfare fraud thing because he lived here. No, he didn't. He didn't live fucking in this house at all. Our landlord could tell you. And yeah, you might